Okay, guys, we'll just wait for 2 minutes just to see if everyone's there, and then we'll begin. Okay, I don't think anyone else is going to be joining, so we can begin. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, fine, cool, guys. So welcome to the weekly meeting of Copyleft Games, and today is week 6, I think, and so I think we're already a bit late. So let's just get started quickly. And so today, somebody's going to be presenting a dependency, game progress, interviewing a guest, and a how-to. So I think we can begin with the dependency. I think Alpha is doing the dependency. Alpha, you can begin.
All right, sure, thanks. So, just a second. I'll share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
All right. So, here's the thing. I was watching our weekly meet 4, in which Yumozi was presenting his game progress. Now, I began to notice that he had used the sleep function and he'd used the time module over and over again. And when I went through the PySoy examples, I also saw the time module. So I did a little bit of research and it turned out to be a pretty fun module. Now I'll tell you what time exactly does. So Python has this module called time, which is specifically used to provide functions that help manipulate the time and use them in your program. So there are many other modules that work more precisely with date and calendar within the system, but this specific module is more focused on manipulating time. That is working with hours, days, or it can go down to milliseconds. Now, obviously, in order to use a module, we need to import it first. So we obviously use the normal import time. Now I'm going to touch upon three specific functions of time, which is the dot time and the dot c time, and then we have dot sleep. So when we look at this, so all of this, I'll touch upon it again. So firstly, we need to familiarize ourselves with this one keyword known as epoch. Now, epoch is the precise point when we formally started measuring time. So, for different systems, we started measuring time at a different pace, at a different parsec at a different time. So, when we look at Unix systems, the epoch is 1st of January 1970, 12 a.m. So, epoch is the term, which is EPOCH. And so, say I want to find out the epoch on my system. How am I going to do this? So I'm going to import time first. Once I import time, I call a variable called seconds, for instance, and use the dot time function. Now, when I print seconds, all right, now upon running this, I will find out that these many seconds have passed since my computer started measuring time, since Windows started measuring time, because I'm on a Windows system right now. Next comes the dot c time. Okay, so the time.c time function tells us the number of it takes the number of seconds that have passed since the epoch and then returns a string that represents local time. So how we do this is I import time. I put in a certain amount of seconds. So I put this right now because these are the number of seconds that have passed. All right. Now I define a variable called say local time, which is time.c time seconds. All right. And now when I print local time, it's going to give me the current date and time. So this, when I go back these many seconds, I reach epoch, which is when my computer started measuring time. And now that this much time has passed in UTC, which is the universal coordinated time, I get this specific time right now, which is exactly the time that we're working at. Lastly is the sleep function. Now, so you will see the sleep function over and over again in every and in any and every PySoy game that has been developed. In all the examples, there is always the use of the sleep function. Now, what the sleep function does is it suspends, or say it delays the execution of the current thread for the given number of seconds. So again, I use import time. I print, say, good morning. Once I've done this, I go on to time dot sleep and I give an amount of 5 seconds. That could be any arbitrary value, and then I print, say, copy left games. All right. Now when I run this, it'll show me a good morning, wait for 5 seconds, and then show me copy left games. All right, so that's how it works. This is the sleep function. So what it does is it suspends the execution and then suspends the execution for a particular amount of time in seconds that we've specified, and then goes on to perform the next operation. Now, sometimes you have to take the object as an argument or return it. Therefore, there are various elements of the object that are accessible using attributes. So, I've made a list of the attributes here. There are 8 specific attributes and the values that they can contain. So, naturally, TM here stands for time. So, TM underscore year can be used to specify the year from anywhere since the beginning and can go up to 9999 AD. All right, then there is MON, which is month. Uh, Again, TM is time. This takes value from 1 to 12, where 1 is January and 12 is December. Then comes M day, which is the day of the month, which can go on from 1 to 31. There is TM underscore hour, which takes in the hour of the day. So this is obvious. So why we don't have values from 1 to 24 here are because when we convert to the 24-hour system, we go on from 00.00 and go until 23.59. All right, we never go on to 24. So it starts with 0. Similarly, with minutes, we go on from 0 to 59. There is no 5:60 p.m. Right? There is a 5:59.59.59. And then we move on to 6 o'clock. Then there's the TM underscore seconds. Now, obviously, one question you'd ask here is why isn't time underscore second go up till 59? Why does it go up till 61? This is because we take into consideration leap years. Okay, so when we think of leap years, there are specific leap seconds. So the last leap second was on December 31, 2016. All right. Similarly, there's TM underscore W day, which goes on for day of the week, where 0 is a Monday and 6 is a Sunday. And then comes Y day, which is the day of the year, which goes on from 1 to 366, again, taking into consideration leap year. So that's all for the time function. And you'll see this function used over and over again in various PySoy examples. And I hope I've been able to tell you something about this dependency that PySoy has. That'll be all. Thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot. Does anybody have any questions relating to that?
I'd be glad to take questions if any. All right.
Okay, there doesn't seem to be any questions. Okay, so Yumozi and Sidsap both seem to be presenting a game progress. Yumozi, you can start, and then Sidsap, you can go on.
Okay. So I'll just screen share quickly. Share my screen. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, we can see your screen. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So basically, like there's a new task for our for this work that's uploaded by Arc yesterday. It's like adding a title and a Windows condition to the game. So I spent some time to work on it, and yeah, basically I made some changes to a game and I'll present it. So I'll start off by showing my previous version of my game. So the previous version is like this. The idea is to avoid the cubes that are like floating around, and then you're supposed to reach the end of a room without touching any of the cubes. That's the first version of my game, which is pretty simple. And then also there are no like collision detection yet, so you can't really win or lose. And then in the second version of my game, like which is the one that I'm presenting today, I added a few more features. Also, I have to apologize for the title because it's glitching. It's not really working. You'll see in 1 second that it's gonna be very weird. And yeah, that's the title. Somehow it's glitching. I don't know why, but it's a problem that I have to fix afterwards. So essentially, it's like this, and you have this man like as your player, and then you are supposed to control it to just okay. So I touched that cube, so I lost, I guess. So yeah, that's basically how the game is right now. And then the new features include the title, which is very glitched, and then the randomized cube spawn and cube speed. And then I changed the point of view from first person to a third person camera. And then I also put in a losing condition for the game. So I'll show you my code. I'll start with the title. How I added title is that I added, so you can see in previous version of my game, the entire game is in like basically in one function, basically essentially. So it basically runs once and it just goes on to a forever loop. But in the second version of my game, I added two functions. I have a function called game, which includes, well, I have two functions actually, but there's a function called game, which includes the main game, and then there's a function called the menu, which includes the title. And for title, I basically put a JPG image onto a canvas. Yeah, but somehow like the image is like this. Oh no, not that one. It's supposed to be like this. That's the title image, but somehow it's glitching, so it's showing that weird black and white thing. So it's a thing that I have to fix afterwards. And then basically the logic is that there are two booleans. One's called in-game, one's called started. So if when the loop starts, if how to explain this? So basically, in-game is used like as if I'm supposed to be in-game or not, and then started is if a game have started or not. So if I'm supposed to be in-game, but the game haven't started, so I have to start the game. Otherwise, if the game is not supposed to start, which means we're on menu page, then we will run a menu command. And so if there's no change to the current condition, then we just continue looping and check for win or lose with the function called win or lose here. This is the win or lose function. And the second feature I added is randomized queue spawn and queue speed. So how I did this, I used the random library basically, and I used randints, and then for positions here, and then for speed is here. You can see for different type, types of cubes, I have different ranges of speed that it's possible to have. For example, for wood is the fastest because wood is the lightest, and for concrete it's the slowest, 200 because it's the heaviest. Yeah, that's the speed and the point of view first person. Basically, I put a camera in the back of a room here by setting its position, and then I made the player able to control the cube, which is like here. You control the cube called room one player. And then losing condition, basically how it checks if the player has lost by touching the cubes in the air or not, is that I check for the rotation of the player's cube. Because like if you touch the cubes in the air, then the cubes will apply a force to the player, making the player rotate. And then if it's rotate, that means it has collided with all the cubes. So I just checks if the player has a rotation other than 0 or not. If it's 0, then it's all good. If it has rotated, then that means the player has lost, and then the game will restart. Yeah, that's the main features I've added, and then some of the problems including that I've met, including the lack of mouse control interface of Pysoy, because I couldn't really find any like modules to read the mouse positions and mouse inputs, so that's one thing. And then also the keyboard control is binded to a SOI action, because like the only way to read the key press in Python is by using soi.events.keypress.add action with a key name and a SOI action, and then so that means that you can't really use this thing for anything else other than in-game action. Like if I want to say, if I want to press a key, and if a key is pressed, I want to like quit a game, and that's not possible because the action has to be SOI.action, which means the action has to be a physics action in game. Yeah. Okay, and then the thing to work on, I have to fix the canvas problem. I have to make the title more interactive. Like, for example, not on a time basis, like it will show for 2 seconds and then it will be gone. So I will add a press to play button. Like if you press it, it will be gone and the game will start. And I have to add a winning condition by like if a player has reached the end of the room, I'll make a player win, and I have to add a win-lose page that shows if a player has won or lose or not, and then I have to make a camera to follow the player. Also, currently I tried it. Like you can see here, I tried to make a camera also go forward when a player go forward, but that's not possible because apparently the events will only register once. So if the camera goes forward, then a player won't go forward. If a player goes forward, then a camera won't go forward. So that's side issue. Now I have to fix that afterwards somehow. And then I have to fix the room reset problem because like right now, if a game restarts, sometimes the cubes won't reset to its original place, and the player will start off tilted, which means that counts as losing, so it will automatically restart. Okay, that's all.
Okay, is that all?
Yeah, that's all. I'm sorry.
Okay, so does anybody
that
have any
presentation.
questions? Any comments, any questions for him? Okay, don't seem to be any questions. So thanks, Yumozi. That was really cool. And now I think Sid Sab is also presenting game progress. So you can begin.
Yeah, hello. So I've been mostly working on Vala 40 right now, but I did a game progress, a little bit of it. So I'm going to present that now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So this is the game that I've been working on. It's pretty simple because I've been working on a lot of the other stuff right now, so I couldn't come to the last meeting. But I just put this together. So this is the code for it. So this is what it looks like. I'm trying to make the Pac-Man game. So that's a alias right there, but that's what it looks like. I'll show you the whole thing. So this is the game. I'm working with the different textures to make the Pac-Man game. So this is the progress so far. I haven't submitted it yet because I'm still working on it, but I just wanted to show the progress. So I created all the textures and stuff, and then that's just what I'm working on. And so like I'll change it up and I'll implement different things. But like I'll show you. Sorry, I'll show you stuff like this. Okay. All right, so if I wanted to add something, I'd just do something like this. I'll run the same file again. So this is what this would just change a little bit. So yeah. I'll play it again actually. So this is that, and then this is it before. So yeah. The code walkthrough. So having some problems with the textures, but I haven't been like I'm figuring them out. But here's the code walkthrough, create the room and all that stuff, the client, and then here are the two textures, and then lay them out basically. So that's basically it from the game progress. I haven't submitted yet, but I'm still working on it. So that's all I have for right now. So that was my game
Okay.
progress.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Zab. And anyone, any questions? Anything to ask? Any comments? Okay, there don't seem to be any question. Thanks a lot, Sitzab. Now we'll be moving on. VM7, you said your guest will take some time. Is a guest here?
I think so, but I think his voice is not currently working. Adi, can you reply? Hello, Adi. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna call him. So can you proceed to the next one and wait for me?
Yeah, okay, no problem. So you just take your time. Till then, now we got a how to from Mugiwala. Mugiwala, you can begin now, and VM7 will come to you after that.
Yeah, okay. Today I'm going to be presenting a how-to. So today I'll be presenting the importance and how to exactly use a paste print. So all of you have obviously worked with code in the past, and you might have heard about various channels like GitHub and Launchpad. So these are softwares where you can manage your version control and stuff like that. So just give me a second. Okay. So yeah. So now what is a pastebin? So pastebin is essentially just something that allows you to store text. It can be either a Python script or it can be a plain text in Java. According to what you use, it changes the colors according to like the variables and the and the print and the stuff in the codes. So there are obviously you've heard of GitHub. So now what is GitHub and why should we use a pastebin? So GitHub is very famous. A lot of people use it, and it has all these features. But there's one thing that's you can't exactly do. GitHub is obviously extremely public, and if you just want to ask something about a bug, and if you have a chat like on the GCI chat, you might have faced you have many errors, and if you wanted to share the error, you can't just copy paste the whole thing in the chat box because it would take a lot of time to send. That's why you can use a pastebin because these are small amounts of text or large amounts, but they're extremely fast and a lot of people can view them. You can also make these private. So there are many type of version controls like Bitbucket, GitHub, and even SourceForge. So all of these allow you to manage your FOSS projects. So now let's look at Pastebin. So all of us have obviously worked with the Ubuntu Pastebin because this is what we at least used to do before the Pastebin, the copyleft game Pastebin used to work. So essentially, you could choose your syntax, and you can change your expiry date. So if you have an error, like let's say mm, value error. So if you so you can just type your error, and people could look at it within a day, and they could all see what your error is about, and then you could just give a random name, right? So now, but this pastebin does not have a password. What if you wanted to password protect it? That's why there are many pastebins you can choose from. So right now, this is pastebin. This is the most famous pastebin, at least since 2002. So now, you can choose the syntax highlighting. As I told, you can choose the variables and the functions, and you can also make it public, unlisted, or private. So public is essentially anyone can view it just by going to it, like public paste over here, or you can make it private, members only. So like some pastebins you need to have a membership, or you can make it unlisted where you need the link. You can also have a password protected version. For example, if I save paste, they will ask me if I want to use if I want to use a password. So let's try it out. So let's just choose a 10-minute expiry. Hi, my name is Muthiwala. This is yeah. So I can just type GCI rocks and just paste this. So only one person can view it. Just send it and let someone. Once you have this link, I can just go here, paste it. Can you view the private browser? Are you able to view this?
Yeah, we can view the private browser.
Okay. So I just type the password and one second. Oh, wait, I think there's been delay. Wait, let's just restart that. Yeah, see? Can you all view this? Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
we can see it.
Okay,
We can see it. We
so
can see it.
now the reason why these are so amazing and so nice is because like these are extremely fast. Like if you want to just upload a repository and so that many people can view it, it takes a lot of time to get uploaded, at least about 5-10 minutes. And if you want to get an error immediately, a pastebin is the way to go. So like if you have seen like many of the errors in many of the errors in our GCI chat. You would have seen the media at copyleftgames.com links, and people share what they have to share. So if we didn't have if we didn't have the upload to pastebin option, people might have just copy pasted the whole thing in chat, and it takes a lot of time to send such long messages. So that's why pastebins are so amazing. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions? Hello.
Okay, I don't think anyone has any questions. And yeah, VM7, are you ready now?
Yes. Hello.
Okay, so you can go ahead with the
Yeah.
interview.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Adi.
Yes.
He's Adi Bajpayee. He's one of the previous winners of GCI 2017. So I'll be interviewing him today. So can you tell us something about your GCI journey?
Yes. GCI is a 7 week program that I started with CC Extractor, and first I started doing with some designing tasks, and I also I also designed the logo of the organization, which is the current logo of the organization CC Extractor. It's then I moved on to the programming part. It's most on the C part. So I started doing some programming part also through at my journey at GCI.
Okay. So my next question is that Copyleft Games is an open source organization. So how do you think it's helpful for Copyleft Games?
Yes, it's. I think it's helpful for copyleft games, as when students from GCI and GSOC work on the open source competition, it contributes to the copyleft games to improve their program, and also the people who also work can also improve the program of the copyleft games.
Okay. So how do you think that designing contributes in games? Like designing
Uh,
is a major part of game development. So how do you think it contributes for the user?
Designing is the most basic part for the game. It's one of the pillar that decides the success of any game. If we take some program games like Subway Surfer and Color Switch, they are low code program, but the designs are very attractive. So they only decide the success of the game. It's the thus the designing is the pillar of the games.
Okay. Thanks for it. Does anybody wants to ask any questions?
Okay, I think
So
we
I
do not
think
have any
in that case,
questions. Okay, then thanks VM7. Thanks to your guest also. It was very helpful. Okay, so I think that's it. This doesn't seem to have anybody else who's presenting anything. Is there anyone else who's presenting anything right now? Nope. Okay, then. So then this is the end of today's call. And thanks so much. Thanks so much, guys, for coming online today. And we'll probably meet again next week at the same time. And thanks so much. And bye, guys.
Thank you so much. Bye.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.